Good afternoon, Wealth Our Way Nation. What is going on? It is your man, Charles Tank Harris, the founder and chief visionary officer of the financial literacy platform, Wealth Our Way, where our motto is wealth is not only for the wealthy. Thank God it's Friday. I welcome each and every one of you to episode 78, what to make of the latest cryptocurrency run. Before we get started, though, I want to thank each and every one of you who are live with me here as I stream across the Wealth Our Way Facebook and YouTube pages. I want to give that special Wealth Our Way Nation salute to the nation members who watched the pre-recorded version of this program overnight, over the weekend, wherever they can squeeze 15 minutes of financial literacy in. And then a heartfelt how are you to the Life 101 platform members who listen to the audio recording of this very here program. So what to make of the latest cryptocurrency run? I tell you guys all the time, Big Tank is not a cryptocurrency expert. I actually have a lot of pause with people who say they are experts. Cryptocurrency is such a new asset class. There is still so much to learn. It really is the intersection and the crossroads of financial services, financial industry, and tech. It's fintech at its finest. And there's so many moving parts, so much to learn. What I will say is it is a viable asset class, in my opinion. And the information that I give you here is for educational and entertainment purposes. And you always know that before you buy or sell or make any moves financially, you should get one-on-one advice and not just take the broad-based information that Charles Tank Harris or anybody else says. With that being said, let's talk about what's happened over, let's go a little bit longer than a 2-week period. We'll go September 21st through yesterday, October 6th. I think that's 15 days, 2 weeks, 1 day. With that being said, if you look at something like Bitcoin or you look at something like Ethereum and what has happened over that 2-week period, Bitcoin is up 40% over that 2-week period. Ethereum is up 28% over that 2-week period. And over that same 2-week period, the S&P 500 is basically flat. Now, the funny thing about saying this is I take a long-term approach to investments. I don't look normally at 2-week windows. However, what I have learned being in this space of constantly being in front of an audience on a daily basis, I have to address trends and get people to understand why things happen, what's the rationale for it. So what makes any security, any asset class increase or decrease in value is supply and demand. Supply and demand is the biggest indicator of why we see the price of something. You would think logically that the price would be reflective of how good or bad a particular company or other asset class is performing. It really doesn't. We are always projecting forward what we believe will happen. And we buy what we buy based on what we believe will happen. So it's really the mindset of the investing public that drives the prices up or down of any security. So you've been hearing me talk about the impending financial correction in the stock market, how our economy is going to grind to a halt. We're already playing with the debt ceiling as far as the debt is concerned. We don't make enough money in this country. We printed enough money to service our outstanding debt. We would flood the world with United States dollars and completely ruin our currency. We are in a financial conundrum. That is why, for a lot of people, cryptocurrency looks so attractive. It is a way to not be tied to the central banks currently. I think we will ultimately be tied to the central banks, but it's a way to be decentralized. It's a way to have a free trading. We are moving. Think about it this way. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. The very first economy that ever existed on this globe was a barter economy. I got some corn, but I want some wheat. You have some wheat, but you want some corn. We exchange these things. There are other ways. Sometimes when you don't have the exact thing to barter with somebody, you'll supply them with something for a store of value. So we went from a straight barter, I have this, you have that, to an intermediary store of value. And it was so hard. If you look at Nick Botta's Layering Money, he goes through the history of what made viable sense to be a store of value. So now the newest store of value is cryptocurrency. It's the most efficient way to store value. When you see there's more accessibility to cryptocurrency than ever before, it's on more exchanges, it's accepted more as a currency method, you're going to see adoption. That is demand. More people are going to want it. So when you have somebody want something and supply basically goes unaltered, the price is going to go up. Whether or not these underlying technologies that underlie the actual cryptocurrency are profitable or not remains to be seen. But if you're looking at it from a standpoint of speculating or trading, prices are going to fluctuate heavily based on the adoption rates that are coming out. More people need and want these cryptocurrencies because they're available more broadly, and they're available in ways that other currencies aren't, and they can trade seamlessly over the internet and across borders. So the recent run-up has been basically because we're seeing more adoption, we're seeing complete distrust with the existing financial services system, the financial institutions across the globe, not just in the US. There's a lot of lack of transparency and a lot of centralization that's tied to the government with our current fiat currencies. And we talked before, fiat currency means the money of a particular government. So when you look at why cryptocurrencies are running up, supply and demand, growing distrust and investor sentiment in fiat currencies are the two leading reasons. Next week, I promise to have somebody on who knows a lot more about cryptocurrency than I do to take a deeper dive into this subject. But I want to let you know that the run is real. We will have some roller coaster activity. I think that today it may be a down day, but these numbers are going to continue to inch upward in the short term, in my opinion. So with that being said, I want you guys to have the greatest weekend. I look so forward to seeing you guys all back here on Monday. And remember, always remember, wealth is not only for the wealthy.